Ladies and gentlemen, friends, and my dear audience who are all here. And as you have seen, as you have gone through some of the amazing people that I have brought in here. So today, I have somebody who can control the ghosts. How does that sound?
Yeah.
Okay. So just before I can introduce our guest of honor today, let me just tell you, she had been an amazing urban mom. She has been working with a team of around 5 years. She has been working beyond her intelligence, and I call this as the next level. That's why I call it as, the ghostly things. And now she has been with an amazing amount of information that can do a lot of things without you being involved. How does that sound? So without any further ado, put your hands together because I'm going to involve two things. Not the ghost catcher or things, but that's the name of the company where she is doing a fantastic job. So let's invite Ester Liquiore. Did I pronounce her name right, Esther?
Almost. It's Ester Liquiore, but don't worry. Even in Italy,
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
okay.
Don't worry. Even in Italy, where I come from, people sometimes make mistake with the name because it's an odd couple. As you started about our company name, that is GhostWriterAI, I always find some names that are sometimes bringing you some mistakes. Liquore in Italian language means the alcoholics. And I don't drinking at all.
Okay, so you are a misnomer there. But guys, let me just introduce her a little bit better. So she has been helping marketers to boost productivity of content creation to the next level. And she has been an amazing entrepreneur, no doubt on that, but she has been an amazing speaker as well. We'll be learning a lot of things. And the entire session, she'll be talking about how exactly she has been starting this, creating this remote system, and now she has been helping people across the world. So Esther, can we just start with a little bit about your background and how did you came to this thinking, like, let me go beyond the intelligence of human being and go with the intelligence of the machines?
Thank you, Amit, for this opportunity. The background has been really personal, as a matter of fact, because more than 5 years ago now, it's almost 7 years ago, I got pregnant, and I decided to give a spin in my life together with the birth of my son, because I need to improve myself, improve my activities, improve my life. And my background is in marketing activities. So I always been involved from other companies as an employee in the marketing department, sales department, and support for the business development. So when I decided to go further, I decided to open my own agency, my own company. And together with my co-founder, that is an amazing CTO, so amazing technically person, we decided to start developing something big, something that is not yet been spoiled all around the world, that involves artificial intelligence in marketing. Because once again, my background was in marketing, so I know where problems are in marketing. I know what the big problem in marketing activities are. So how can I talk to people effectively? How can I reach the people that I want to reach? Because even big brands have 1,000 of followers, but as a matter of fact, these people are not interacting with the brand, are not really engaged. They are just numbers. The best things is having people that talk with you, that speak and interact with the brands, because only in that way people are really keen to follow the brand. They are really involved in buying the product because they trust the brand. So how we can reach that in a scalable way, because obviously it's very easy to do that if you can speak one-to-one with person, but you can't. If you want to scale your product, if you want to sell around the world, you can do that one by one. So how you can do that? With artificial intelligence is the reply, is the answer.
Amazing. And I mean, with this, all these things, because, I'm also connected to a huge family of people who are into marketing, advertising, promotions, and various other things. And we usually find a lot of difficulty and challenges when we need to write according to a new brand or according to a new services or a products. And we usually go back to the expertise, or I'll say the traditional expertise of writing this content. And now there are so many content writing institutions, so many universities, they have come in with smart writing and tools and all these things. I would like to know probably, this kind of personalized, uh, individualistic, tailor-made content has been a kind of a challenge from decades, right? So talk about something about this. How did, you found that this is a kind of a challenge could be done with an artificial intelligence? Just, I would like to know a little bit. I know you are technically too much sound that probably, you won't get into that. But I would like to say, like, for a normal person, what they should see about the company Ghostwriter. I mean, how does this function?
Great. In a very, very day by day life, think about you are invited to a big party. No, you want to go to the party and you want to look smart to the other people. You want to introduce yourself to the other people and let them to understand what you do. Okay. Unfortunately, you arrive there and you see that these amazing people are mute. They're just looking at themselves in the eyes. They are not interacting among them. So how you can enter in a conversation if you don't know, you have not a piece idea of what kind of conversation they may like. This is what ghostwriters do. It analyzes what people are saying among them in their group, in their communities, analyzing by topic and interest they have. If they are more interested in open life, in traveling, in what else. And in this way, this information comes in an easy way to the brands or to the agencies that have to manage the marketing activities for the brands. So that when you know what people love, you are much easy way in creating content that appeal to them, that they can more interested in to interact with. This is what ghostwriter is.
My one more question about this, Esther, is there are a lot of people who have taken content writing, in this COVID situations. Okay, they think that they can sit there and, help, make some money, make some earnings, probably a new life. So content writing has been one of the, I'll say, the next entrepreneurial journey for a lot of people who are locked down, who are facing this kind of, the forced layoffs, what's happening. So this is a new thing. So the entire purpose to, design such kind of interviews is to bring those people who can actually help, who can guide you, who can probably support you. So today I have got Esther. So Esther, tell me one thing. What is the good, probably anyone who is now locked down and looking at content as a source of living rather than just an earning? So how can probably the ghostwriter can help such kind of people to scale up, to live to that expectation?
Amazingly easy, because when you are once again, when you are saying something that people want to say, want to listen from you, you can write about what they are looking for. So once you have this kind of information, this audience insight, also the system draw you through a journey to reach the people that pass through the content curation, so the kind of suggestion of content that these people may love, so that you can share in an immediate way. You can populate your editorial calendar, your customers' editorial calendar, and doing that in a very fast way, you are able to acquire more customers. You have not to put all the day in creating, or all the day in navigating the right kind of news, in analyzing what they can love, and in picking the piece that you want to share. Is the system that once you have the knowledge for you, extract the content from the news and let you populate with just one click, with dozens of different posts, your editorial calendar. And it is also possible to analyze if what you are doing, what you are sharing could be could match what they want in an A/B test that comes before you post your content.
So I have one more thing, so when we started writing content, because, when we're into advertising and marketing, that's the only thing first to learn is how do you communicate through text. Okay. And so I had some mentors who had been, training me on those things, but it was about kind of a long journey, 15 years plus journey. And when you start writing, the first thing is you cannot write unless and until you know how to think. Right?
Exactly. This is a problem.
Unfortunately, you cannot think unless and until you learn how to observe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that's something which starts from curiosity. Right? So most of us as a marketeers and content writers, many times our passion and our work does not match. So for example, if you give me something on probably to talk about retail business or enterprise business or something, I would love to talk probably for hours together. That's what I do. But I don't know, what is your hobby, Esther? If you can ask me to write about food, oh man, I'm an amazing foodie. I love to. But if you ask me, can you do some babysitting stuff right on that? I'll be like, what? I have to read about. So this is about passion. Maybe you love that. I might not love that. So many times we do not have that kind of a time and energy and focus to read something that has been forced upon us. Okay.
Exactly.
So I find this is an amazing way that now I can be more productive. I'll say, bring it on. I have the ghostwriter behind my back. I can do stuff like that.
Exactly. This comes also from a very common problem, as you spot, because obviously you can know about anything. So you are specialized in some topics that comes to you very, very easy to write on, but sometimes customers want something else. It's something that is not in your heart and mind. So in that case, what you can do, using systems that are based on artificial intelligence, they are based, such as GhostWriterAI, is they are able to extract the value from the content in a very, very immediate way. It's real time. They analyze, extract, and give you a summarize. Once you have the summarize, you have not the blank paper in front of you, and you are not trying to guess where you have to start. You already have a start. You only have to put your experience in writing. You have to connect the dots and have the right kind of content that is going to write from you and for you in amazing short time.
Okay. But I'll tell you a small story behind like how I got connected to Ester. That is not artificial intelligence. That is Amit intelligence, I guess. Okay. Okay. And the smart way to connect is probably we always find a lot of hindrance. I don't know what she will be thinking. I don't know how do I get connected to her. She's on LinkedIn or probably on Facebook. Or probably the person on the other side has a higher designation than you. So there is a lot of hindrance, right? But probably if I have somebody who says, Amit, these are the 15 best way how to connect someone through LinkedIn. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now I can take probably Esther's artificial intelligence help. I create all those things, but I manually post that. So that's also possible, right? I can manually just trim a little bit and I can post it. And so if I can get it done manually, now I don't know to what level. Probably I need a kind of a next level of automation. So with that, my next question is, coming to artificial intelligence, IoTs, BOTs, and so many RPAs, robotic process automation, there is a huge sense of a fear of scarcity, fear of unknown, fear of losing job, fear of I don't know what to do. The same job is not no longer be there. But I would like to probably change your focus on performances, because the next, the next level or the next from tomorrow or not right now today also, it's not going to be the certificates that you have. It's not going to be the experiences you have, but probably your performances. And I think this is the next level where I would like to ask Esther is, how do you think that performance can be 10x with Ghostwriter right now? Okay, but you also need to know how exactly to use these tools. This is deadly tool. If you don't know, I mean, communication is one of the sharpest weapon ever built on this platform, right? So my question to Esther is, so look at that as not probably as a threat, but you can use this to probably outbeat the competition by getting to that next level. So for those people, Esther, my question is, those people who are right now trying to probably do tons of research and probably whole day they have to read, study, find out literature survey and bang on about all the stuff. And now I want you to tell what will happen if they have ghostwriter with them.
Yeah, it's not only about ghostwriter. I want to be more omnicomprehensive about what happens to the marketing department and marketing creatives and why they fear artificial intelligence. As you said, artificial intelligence could be is a kind of perception, but as a matter of fact, artificial intelligence is maths, is number, and needs number. Without number, and it doesn't exist, first of all. And second, in second steps, is not creativity. Machines are not creative. People are creative. People have the strategy. Artificial intelligence connects the dots that are so huge in a huge net, such as could be in an amazing number of data, that people are not able to do. So each part needs to be his job and do it done very well. So machines need to connect the dot and analyze the data to provide the most useful piece of information to marketers and creative people. Creative people are had just to do what they are not used to do more anymore, because in the recent time, without the proper kind of data and the increasing number of data, they have been overwhelmed by information, but also overwhelmed by competitors, and as many people are able to do the same things. In the very close future, the competition is going to change this panorama, because if you are not able to put your experience and performance in what you are doing, you are out. But if you are going to improve yourself and your experience just using machines to improve the information that you need to do your job, or using artificial intelligence to do the right kind of automation that can boost your performance from small to scale, then you are going to win. So the very important things that everybody wants to approach technical aspects in marketing, so the MarTech, the marketing technology, that is, as a matter of fact, is already used, is only changing. You are only already using systems that are able to schedule your posts. You are already using automations. So you are already sending email based on the actions that your customers are doing.
Right.
Is only changing these aspects and widening the possibilities thanks to the real-time information that comes from analyzing enormous data in real time. And artificial intelligence enables that, but you still are the person that is in charge of driving the car,
Right.
even if
Absolutely.
there are autonomous cars now around.
So
But
now, as I said,
yes.
So Esther, there is always, two sides of the coin. How you use the coin, what makes you different. Right? Sides can be there, but how you use the coin. You can use the coin to just toss probably $1 billion deal also. It's up to you. But the coin is just the tool. So when I'm talking about communications, just understand, just writing one sentence, I have got connected to Esther on LinkedIn. That's the truth. Now, this power can be 10 times if you know how to engage your potential would-be clients, and you can talk in their language, you can talk in their versions of it, because people buy what they want. They usually do not buy what they need. And probably we can take the help of the machine. But what I'm trying to say is, Esther made a very nice point, is this is a connecting link between the creativity and performance. Creativity is the human part, performance is the machine part.
Exactly.
Right. So if you are watching this live, if you're watching this interview, let's understand the next level of probably the jobs would be more into utilizing such kind of tools. It is no longer just having the tools. It is more about how to use the resources to be resourceful rather than just having the resources.
Exactly.
It is not about what you know, but what you do with what you know.
Tools are not replacing somebody that is able to use the tools.
But if you do not use it, somebody else is going to use it. I'm going to use it, that's for sure. But I do not want to sound robotic, definitely. And with that, I'm going to ask you this, the next level of the things that probably people do not know, because I am more connected to the South Asian part of this country. I would like to know how this automation, how this artificial intelligence, machine learning, these are opening new challenges and new opportunities also. Would you like to share some thoughts on that, Esther?
Yeah, I have a lot of customers that address me with these concerns. They ask me, there are some, it is divided into different spheres. One that comes to me and say, I have these tons of data, please do something for me with this data. That is not the right kind of approach. It's useless if you collect data that you are not able to manage, that have not some KPI behind, that have not a why, no? And on the other side, there are people that say, oh, I can't use artificial intelligence. I'm afraid from that because I don't know if it works or not. It's not if it works. It can't work for everybody, obviously. And it works if you are able to use the right kind of data, once again, and if you are able to switch the trick. If you think that it will work for you, this is wrong. It provides you data to work better. So if you think that artificial intelligence will work instead of you and you hope for that, even if you are afraid from that, this is completely wrong. A wrong way of approaching a system that are in automation or artificial intelligence. The right approach is, I want to reach some objectives, some KPIs. How can do that? Artificial intelligence is one of the tools that I can put in my pocket to do that, to reach what I want to reach. And this is a successful way to do that.
Nice. And you know what, I think there's only one, I'll not say threat, but it's a kind of a sense of insecurity people have, that if I use such kind of artificial intelligence, what happens to my core data, my personal stuff and informations? Would you like to share something on that, Esther?
Yes, absolutely, yes, because it really happens every day. They're afraid from understanding from as you said, as can happen to the old way. I always worked in that way. Why I have to change? I want to change, but I am afraid from change. Okay, as a matter of fact, if you try, you don't lose anything, because at the worst way, it doesn't work. And if it doesn't work, nothing changes from what you are currently doing. If you have a poor conversation from you and your customers, a poor conversation with your followers, if you are not reaching the right kind of people, you are not doing that today, and maybe you are not going to do that tomorrow, even if you are using artificial intelligence, if nothing changes in your mind. So once again, artificial intelligence has to be coupled with a right kind of strategy. So nothing change if you don't change your mind. So it's not something that I say, okay, if I switch the wrong temperature in my oven, I will burn my cake. No,
nice.
doesn't cook.
I think it's a very nice, the simile that you have given with this. And you know what? The sense of insecurities are tremendous with high brands, as I was talking to you earlier. So they feel the social media handles are their pride position, which is yes, because they have spent a huge amount of money on creating that brand, creating that position, creating that fan following, and that entire audience systems and the network and all those things. They have huge team working. A lot of these agencies, the so-called marketing agencies right now just thriving because some of them are continuously just doing that one job of just putting image, putting some text, and every day. Somebody just was giving the information that you need to post 20 to 30 Twitters every day. Just imagine the plight of that guy who is going to be writing all these things for a whole month for multiple brands. I had been in an agency. So I was handling like more than around 18 to 19 brands at this time. I have a team, but it's a big responsibility and I have no idea what's going to happen. And I was really looking for that if I can have such kind of an assistant, but I never knew that the ghost would be such a beautiful person who can help me out with that.
Exactly. And if you see on Twitter, for example, then a huge number of tweets that are not engaged at all, even from influencers, they just put out piece of tweet, new information, but nobody is really interacting. For this kind of social networks nowadays, even the heart, the like is not an interaction, because people now are really so full of information that they just scroll their feed, and it's a tap when you want to put a heart on an image on Instagram, or like on Facebook, or another heart on Twitter. So the really engagement comes from other action, from interaction from people to people. And artificial intelligence can help you to identify what kind of topic are more engaging for those people.
I just share some of the experiences that I have got recently. I had been in connect with another company. They are also of your thought that the likes and the hearts and the claps and all those emojis does not make any sense now. I remember probably a couple of years back, brands would be behind the marketing agencies to buy likes, buy followers, buy fans. Now it is different. Okay, now the brands are looking at something called as the stay time. How long you have been on my page, how long you are looking at my post, how long you are watching it. And some people have gone to the extreme level. If the camera is on, they would actually sense that how dilated your pupil is, because the more the dilation, the more interested and focused it's. They can make, with the face, they can understand if you are a male or a female, what's your age, and they understand your IP. So there is a lot of information going out which you might not even think that that's the kind of an information. I've got information where in your phone, if you're a left-handed guy or a right-handed guy is also understood. Yeah. What kind of colors attract you? I can tell you the personality based on the colors. I can tell you the personality based on the image. You like pets, you like food, you like what? We started with all these things because this is what people see.
Yeah.
And what you see, you try to become that. And when you become that, your decision becomes that. So now I'm talking about something which a little bit, I want to touch the emotional side of it is. So Esther, this is something which is I'm asking from my heart. So is that going to be the future? Some machines going to be writing for us and we'll be emotionally getting connected to some brands and we'll take our hand, put it inside the wallet, take out the card and say, thank you. Is that what's going to happen?
It could be, I can share you a story. Machines already now are able to write stories for us. Machines are already able to identify what we need and buy, or suggesting maybe to buy something instead of us. There are a lot of new devices that are interconnected, IoT, IoT things, Internet of Things are connected with our accounts on the internet. So even the fridge is able to understand if we are run out of some foods inside and automatically order the new stuff, the new supplies for us. So this already happens. The emotional side is, as you said, that people sometimes buy things because they need, and this is the kind of everyday both that you do, no? But the emotional things, the things that you love, are not cannot be driven by the quotidianity, the routine from the everyday life, because what we are involved most are trends, are what's happening around us was driven by interaction with our friends. That's why a huge importance are acquiring systems such as recommendation system, that to explain really easy is the few lines that for Amazon, for example, suggest you your friends has both, your similar person such like you has both these other stuff, these other things. And this is a very powerful kind of push in your customer journey, because it's not selling something that you need. Maybe it's something that you never thought about. It's something that somebody else, somebody you want to be equal. It's a kind of social money, no?
Status.
Yes, social status and also social money. You want to show your expertise. You want to show that you have something, that you know something compared to others. So it's not only something that you are really buy stuff that you can touch, even if you are even virtual. No, other people are reading this piece of news. This looks like that you have to know that news, you have to see that paint, you have to read that book, because other people in your community are doing the same. And if you want to bring your value, if you want to see as somebody that know what's happening all around, you want to read that book, you want to watch that movie, because you want to be somebody inside your community. You represent a leader in your community, so you want to have that kind of news and have that kind of interest that you respect are already doing. And this is the driving in the emotions. It's not something that is that you need. You need the pen, you need the milk, you need the bread maybe. However, you don't need exactly that movie, or exactly that music, or exactly that GIF to share. You use that, you read that, you listen that, because other people similar to you are doing that.
So can we just put this in a way? This is probably the end of this, the last question that I want to put in across. But because this has turned to be, an interview which started with a high energy of questions, then it went very technical, then we went understanding what and what not can be done with artificial intelligence, and now two human beings are talking about something that machines would do, why they would do, and when they're done. Right. So my next question is it all these inventions and efforts and all these things is to make human beings more socially distant or socially aloof, so that they can strive and thrive on something I call it as a social recognition, which is fake?
Mm-hmm.
I do not know.
Social distance is something that we are living nowadays because of the period of the pandemic moment that everybody in the world is living. By the way, technical aspects are becoming even more important in these days, because without technology, we have seen that we are far. I can see in my everyday life, I have colleagues and my team is totally remote managed. However, on the affect, on the personal sphere of my life, I have my old parents that are not able to use technology, and we are forced not to see each other if my brother is not present at home, or they can stay alone if are not able to ask for help. So artificial intelligence could be a way to keep us safe in some way, but also more needs to be managed with a safe spirit from governments. Because when you are going to use some technique, some aspects that are able to analyze emotions, are able to analyze personal life and people, you can help them, but you also can be on the bad side of the coin and try to manipulate them. So it needs that there are very strong rules about how to use some system, how to use some news spread, how to spot fake news to avoid that people are creating news that are not true and that can bring to a disaster. If somebody today and is in a community, posted in a huge community, says that pandemic doesn't exist, is a disaster. Pandemic exists. People are dying. So it needs to be careful in identify what's true and what's not. Artificial intelligence can spot that, but also if bad use, government or bad people can decide to use the same system to spread wrong kind of information, wrong kind of news. So rules, needs, and I can represent obviously the European side here. And in Europe, there is a great movement, a great attention, and a great spread in creating the right kind of rules. I also an ambassador in NGI project, that is Next Generation Internet Project from the European Council. And we are all involved in understanding the right kind of news and the right kind of usage of the internet and of the new technology and resources before that comes to people that are not technical people, that are the kids, that are the elder people, that are people that are not used to use or to be a technology producer, technology developer, and so they don't know what's behind the technology. They just use without really understand what happens.
Well said. I think, Esther, you have actually touched upon all the points. And this all brings down to only one thing is tools are there, but how responsibly, how logically you are utilizing
is human.
Your actions along with those tools makes you the socially credible person, where you do not might need not to buy the fake steak. Right?
Exactly.
And if I can conclude this amazing interview, I would love to continue this, but as I said, I want to keep it very short. And there are a lot of things. This is an endless debate. Okay, we can talk about that. The endless possibilities are there. So let us look at how we can take these tools, create small, positive, local action, and how we can create something called as a different, better, good global awakening.
Okay. I think that you can use this technique once again to be more thoughtful in what you are discussing. Absolutely. So if you see, it depends who is going to use the systems. It could be used once again to let you know about service or products that you need, but also can use to identify problems, to identify personal disease, but not personal disease in the means of a physical disease, but disturbing in when you, how do you feel? So using that, it could be possible also helping people in their everyday life. and a lot of new technologies, from robots to IoT to personal virtual assistant and so on and so far, are also aimed to that. But how you use that is up to us.
Amazing. And I think the kind of things that you are doing, Esther, is splendid. It's the next level, because everywhere you need this power of communication, whether it is a small product description to a website, to your art and culture, or brand communications, internal communications. We are all around with this understanding of alphabets. And how you position your alphabets decides on how you position yourself and your next version of it. So your future lies on what you say and what you act today. I think that's all from my side. And I'm definitely, I'll say I'm so, the word happy is not the right word. Probably I'll say I'm so blessed that I have got in connect with Esther, because these are certain very serious points which we usually do not talk. Even though we know it, we avoid it. And today, we just, rather than having a kind of a fun, frolic, entertainment, we touched upon those kind of things. Now you can use these tools to create more jobs, more connections, more business, more productivity, more performance. A lot of things can be possible if you can look at the wider side of it, the better side of it. Choice is yours, guys. So me and Esther is here. If you need to reconnect with any one of us, you can write your comments. The comments will be down here. She will be tagged here. Definitely, you can reach it to her. She's doing a fantastic job. You can go and have the trial of GhostWriter.ai. That's an incredible thing that you should do right now, because that's the next level, so that you can outbeat the power of competition. We can work together, in fact, on that. And the next thing is, if you have any kind of things, processes on what's the next level going to be, I'm sure Esther or me, we don't mind to reply on those comments to probably find out new opportunities for all of us.
Absolutely. Thank you, Amit, and thank you for your viewers.
Thank you so much, Esther. It is definitely a lot of insights, a lot of golden nuggets, a lot of very precise thought points that we have touched upon today. And I'm sure the viewers would have, if you are still here, I know you have liked it. So if you have liked it, just press, now this is no artificial intelligence, this is our heart intelligence. Yeah. If you have liked it, just press that button and share these good things, rather than sharing some jokes and entertainments and politics and all COVID. Let's share some good things. Let's make this viral. This is where we connect. Let's make the best friend, the artificial friend, as our virtual friend as well. With that, see you, tata, bye-bye, and stay healthy, stay safe, and think outside, stay inside. Bye-bye.